Whatever crises are going on elsewhere in the world, the coronavirus outbreak in particular springs to mind. Paris Fashion Week can be relied on to provide an escape from the realities of everyday life. This year's event, showcasing the latest ready-to-wear collections for next autumn-winter, is no different. Fashion is, of course, about style and seduction, but at its best, it's also about values. Topping the list, of course, freedom of expression. At Dior, Mariagratia Chiuri once again flaunts her feminist credentials.
We are all That is great. It's fabulous. You know, it's a really important time for us, and there's so much more to be done. You know, in America, we still haven't had a female president, and that's such a shame.
Fashion empowers women and men, but it also makes you feel like you have to be a certain way, you know, be perfect and everything. But I feel Mariagratia is changing that, and it's about who we are inside. Clothes express who we are inside. It's not about perfection outside. She's not afraid to tell it, and I think that's super cool. We need it. We should take all these signs home with us.
The luminous mantras that adorn the runway are the work of a Parisian collective called Clef. They're a contemporary interpretation of a series of slogans coined by Italian feminist writer Clara Lonzi in the 1970s. Her iconic manifesto was titled I Say I.
I don't think that feminism is only for women. Feminism is also for men, for humanity, because speak about to say I, everybody has to say I. It's not women, it's also men. Speak about identity, speak about diversity, speak about that.
On the floor, excerpts from French newspaper Le Monde, an homage to impartial and accurate journalism in these so-called post-truth times. The collection itself is inspired by the work of Mark Bowen, the couturier responsible for transforming Dior's brand from the 1960s onwards.
It's hard to put it into words, but it was incredible. I'm always in awe and just constantly inspired by Mariagratia, what she does. She uses her platform in such an incredible way, and you know, she's unlike any other designer. And I mean, the clothes speak for themselves, but you know, it's held up by everything you see around it. And in this day and age, what's so timely, you know.
Another key theme present at this year's Fashion Week: how best to tackle the industry's endless cycle of production and consumption. French designer Serre has found an answer.
I started with upcycling, collecting materials where I could, because I didn't have the money to buy them. That was my thinking. It wasn't really planned, that's just how it was.
Half of her collection is made with recycled material, everything from carpets to old knitwear.
This piece has been made entirely from recycled jumpers we collected. So there are 3 jumpers in one. One here, another here, and a third here. And it's all brought together, with the edges linking up perfectly. The idea was to create a new piece out of things people weren't using anymore.
It may sound simple, but in reality it's anything but. Recycling materials means first buying pre-worn clothes in bulk, separating them and organising them, and only then can you pass on to the production phase, with manufacturers having to develop new techniques to bring different fabrics together seamlessly. And for Serre, the gamble's paid off, with a finished collection that's comfortable, beautiful and practical.
Multifunctionality was the idea here. These puffer jackets have these big pockets, so you can warm your hands inside. But you can also wear it across your body to serve as a sort of bag. There are zipped compartments where you can fit your whole life inside.
The designer's recycling habit started young, trawling charity shops with her grandmother.
Everything she does is so well developed. I can feel her passion, her openness. Her clothes celebrate inclusion, colors, family, all different types of body shapes, fathers, mothers.
This fashion week wasn't entirely without interference from the outside world. Paris-based Chinese designer Dawei recently spent the Chinese New Year in Beijing to oversee the production of his collection. Once back in France, he took the decision to self-quarantine, afraid he might have brought the coronavirus back with him. Unable to attend his own show, he nonetheless directed it remotely.
Fashion Week means touching a lot of people. If I'm working and going out for a full week, I must touch at least 1,000 people. I'm not at all ill, but there's an outside chance I might have shared a plane or some other space with an infected person.
This Paris Fashion Week's been a celebration of beauty and innovation, where thankfully the only things going viral are the collections.
I'm Natalie Savaricas, and you'll usually find me in news, reporting on Greece's enduring financial turmoil and protests, but also the refugee emergency, here on France 24.
Natalie Savaricas, one of the 200 France 24 correspondents around the world.
Some of the world's most influential people talk to France 24.
Government cannot do much promotion of human value.
Politicians.
E acho que sem política, uma democracia.
Scientists, athletes and artists.
Nous les femmes, si on se serre les coudes, on peut vraiment avoir une action très très positive sur le monde.
The American Film Festival in Deauville.
Get all the insight.
The government is still spying.
And the voices that matter on France 24.
Liberté, égalité, actualité.